far away, we found a house that belonged to our very small friend Z. Turned out to be haunted by some weird people or thing in wearing clothes. Slash, I don't know, white stuff. They are really scary. We separated to search for clues, just like the Scooby Doo gang. And I got absolutely jump scared, and I'm now having a mental breakdown.
Sounds about accurate. Anybody want to fill in any blanks or?
Uh, Z was
Are
the first one.
now
Hold on,
currently
hold
all
on, hold
together.
on, hold on, Seer. Beer's first. Beer.
Oh, I was just saying, like Z. Whenever we initially opened up the door, after we did our little investigation, our little look over of the place, and talking to, from what you said, he was the equivalent of the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we ended up going in. Z fell through the old fake rug that never really existed. Um,
Yeah, that did happen. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, Z followed some footprints, and Z and Tesh went up a ladder and found like a little, what would you call it, like a cubby hole up the chimney,
Yes.
and found like a little hidden thing with the equivalent of a bed sheet with eyes cut out.
Yes.
And then, as Darian said, he got his world rocked by something. Um, there's no spiders on the ceiling.
It's true.
I,
As
definitely
far as
think
we
there's
can
a-
tell, maybe.
As far as we can tell, there's no spiders, no nothing. Okay.
And
Yeah.
we've seen, I think, a total of 3 quote unquote ghosts.
I saw one and immediately was like, nope, and then left because I didn't know that they were not real yet.
But now, as you all have kind of gathered around back to the foyer of the building, you have gathered yourselves. One of you is not feeling great. The rest of you are okay. So we will go ahead and pick up from there. Go. There we go. So, as you all find yourselves in the foyer looking at each other, what would you like to do?
Z will take out 2 of her daggers and be like, let's get these fuckers.
Nice. Let's
I think we need to go with a little bit of
seek.
care. Sorry, Sir. What was that? I interrupted you.
Let's seek. And please don't mind me. My voice lags, so it comes out slower than when it's supposed to.
All right. So
His side note, I don't think we haven't told them that they're fake yet, right? We didn't
I
quite
think
get
we
them.
mentioned it. I think we mentioned it, and that's where we cut off.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, as I was saying, I think we need to use care because we don't know what they did to poor Darian here, who seems to be having some sort of breakdown.
I'm just off in the back, just still standing, just whispering, "Dum spider spiro." And anyone who understands Draconic may know as long as I breathe, I hope. Just continuously saying that on and on and on.
Yeah, he's definitely having some issues. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to be in a talkative mood to tell us what happened.
It's okay, buddy. You can just sit this one out. Have a rest, and we'll take care of it.
And I just look at you, and I just lay on the floor.
Oh,
There we go. Good job. Good job. I pat him on the head. You're good. And then, would we have seen where he came from? Like, was he up the stairs?
I would say yes. You probably saw where they came from as you all were kind of heading in the same direction. You did see if they were coming down the stairs. At the very least, you knew they were coming from the upper floors.
Okay. I will give a look at Tesh, and I'll start climbing the stairs. And Tesh will recognize that look of, oh, hell no, you didn't fuck with one of my friends look. So.
Good.
Z, yeah, I think you may need to calm down and try to think a little more rationally.
Maybe I'll stop and wait for someone else to come with me.
All right. So, there is safety in numbers. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of passages, like hidden passages and stuff in this place. Potentially. Since we found one. So, the enemy's going to have a bit of an edge on us.
Yeah, they could be watching us right now.
I would say Z and Tesh. You're like at the foot, or at very least at the footsteps, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Make me
Probably like a couple of steps up.
Make me a perception check, please.
Nope.
Okay. Not Tesh, but Z. You hear like the pitter patter of steps running across the hall to your left as you're up on the stairs.
I will signal to Tesh.
Okay.
And that would be like for other people to see, it would be like you'd see Z like kind of like point at Tesh like I'm talking to you. Point at her ears. I hear something. And then point in the direction.
All right. So, should we go as a group? I feel like going solo is probably a good way to get hurt.
Agreed. I think it's time we just confront these people. I saw them walking into a foyer, and he points down the hallway that he saw the one going behind the double doors.
Besides, worst case, Z could pull out that camera and take some pictures of them. If it actually goes, that's gonna hurt them.
True. Wow, that's a surefire way to test if they're ghosts.
Sure is.
Alright, well, I'll take the lead because, good at getting hit by things. And I'll lead the group where I saw the ghost last session walking down between the doors.
Okay.
Oh. I look up where I saw the feet, or I heard the footprints, but then I'll I'll shrug and I'll follow.
Unless, I mean, if you want to pursue that way, is it the same direction, Alex, or is it?
No. So you guys are on the rest of you are on the ground floor.
Yeah.
And then they are closer to the first floor. So you would be heading to the ground floor, the right-hand side down the hall, and then the pitter-patter of footsteps would actually lead the opposite direction on the first floor.
Let's see. No, we can go your way first. We'll go to mine after.
All right.
Okay.
Lead the way, Arcanus.
All right, just like point, I'll keep looking back, but I'll still be in front just to keep everybody safe.
Okay, I'll point in the
Can
direction.
I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Can we just scare him out? As Seer is to make a spell. He's like, I can make something fly up there. It should flush him out. If it don't work, then we know what we're dealing with is legit a problem.
Sure.
And he will summon. Please be mindful. This is not for the faint of heart. And he will summon a sever. It's summon level 1
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
out from his underneath his cloak, and it will fly out and towards sounds to
What
flush him
the
out.
Yeah.
I think it'd be I
okay.
think it'd be a lot easier if we just set the whole place on fire at this point.
You know
Whoa.
what? I'm not against this idea.
Wait.
Whoa.
I pull out my torches
We'll
and
start
set in a flame.
him.
No, wait.
It will start screaming and streaming down the halls as it flies around, trying to be as scary as possible.
Oh my
I didn't
god.
realize it flew.
Oh,
I
that's
just looked
horrifying.
at it.
Holy shit. I forgot you could do that. Okay, so
Oh my god.
A severed head. A person's one thing, but a severed head's a whole nother thing.
that's a new one. That's a new one for Seer. Okay. I gotta roll some shit. 1 second. That's 7 HP. Okay.
If there is, whether it's a ghost or a real person, they're gonna see the severed head come flying by, and they'll be just clap their hands together. It's like, you know what? That's the freakiest thing I've seen today. I'm out. Y'all can have it.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So here's what happens. Seer, you send out this shrieking severed head up to the first floor and goes down the hall. Yep. Okay. As it does, you also watch as you hear 2 tiny shrieks and then a jumble of noise if like crashing and slamming before that connection you have to the severed head, Seer, is lost.
So, yeah, not up there no more, y'all. It got.
Okay.
But there's definitely some people up there.
Yeah, we all heard the screams, right?
Yep. You all heard the shrieks. They were not the severed head shrieks. It was definitely something else. Actually, who would have the most experience with this? I would say probably Beer and Arcanus. Go ahead. And
Okay.
Baker. I'd say Baker as well. Probably have the most experience with these things. Roll me society.
Science, baby.
Hey, I'm really good at that.
Same here with my +0.
Hold on, let me.
Plus
all right,
1.
Can I save it?
Oh,
Hey.
nice.
I was
I
looking.
rolled that. I rolled.
All right.
I was gonna lie because you don't have very much clues, but if you know this well, you start putting it together. I was looking for a 20. So beer. I'm gonna send you a message. Give me 1 second.
Huzzah.
Ooh. Secret messages.
Secret
tunnel.
message. Secret
Secret tunnel.
message.
Oh, would you look at that, guys? I gotta go. Sorry, can't share
Oh
this juicy detail with you.
no!
Whoa.
How awful.
Oh no! You suddenly have a bullet through your head. Oh no!
Whoa.
Escalated quickly.
Uh, you all may roleplay as you wish, as I do have to type out quite a bit, so don't mind me.
Quite a bit.
All right.
Yeah, no,
I would
it's,
just roll for myself
Oh.
for a little to see how I am. Oh, okay. I'm back to
Fear
normal.
starts to scratch his head
I think we're all
and
just kind of
says,
laughing.
I'm really sure it should work. I mean, I don't understand why they didn't run downstairs.
I mean, that
It's
worked
just-
though.
Well,
Like,
I
we
guess
definitely
they're
know
not as
there's.
scared as I thought.
Well,
I mean,
it
they
obviously-
screamed.
it startled or scared them, and they attacked first.
Which, to be
Oh.
honest with you, Seer, if I saw a flying head coming towards me, I'd probably attack first, run after.
Yeah, I tried to knock it out of the air.
Who wants a flying skull coming towards?
Because, like, you gotta think, while they are scary, it is just a flying head.
Or
I would say a flying head. That's kind of weird. Not gonna lie. And where did you get that spare head?
Yeah, whose head was it? Did we recognize the head?
I don't want to know.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Did we
I
recognize
can just
the head?
make
you,
Oh
you
my
say
God.
that, and now we were going to worry about it. Where the heck were you keeping that thing anyway?
You guys don't recognize the bodies in the water. You don't recognize the bodies in the water.
You don't recognize the bodies out of the water either.
True, because you don't recognize anyone because you're a complete stranger.
You may use that information as you wish, Spear.
Yeah, that setting the thing on fire, that seems like that'd be the best.
Let's burn the
No.
house down.
We're not burning the house down.
Oh.
All right, let's go get him.
So we know there's at least two.
Yep.
Who's going to be in the lead?
Arcanus has already volunteered for that one.
That's my job.
All right.
I'm just going to quickly cast forbidding ward on you.
Ooh, what's that do?
Basically, you have +1 bonus to saving throws. Basically, actually no, I have to do that later. When we
Forbidding
see-
ward.
Yes.
Forbidding ward. You need to target both an ally and an enemy.
Yeah, that's why I said
Bonus.
I have to do it later.
Yeah.
And I will do that to you.
Beard, thanks for a moment. Arcanus, how dedicated are you to being in the lead?
I mean, I just like to be in front of the smaller people so they don't get hurt. So I don't need to be in the front if you want to take the lead. Why?
How, by any means necessary?
Sorry, what?
By any means necessary?
By any means, I mean, yeah, I guess, but like, what's the deal?
I need you to leave behind your armor and your weapons.
What? How come?
No reason, but you'd have to trust me on it.
He's like, just like, just open mouth, like what?
And Z is standing there. You see
You
her
want me?
like pull her daggers in towards herself. Like, I'm not giving these
You want
up.
me to get? You want me to get naked?
Not quite, but I need you to be vulnerable.
That's. I don't. Okay.
I would do it.
Z's
I'll
like,
trust
oh,
you.
I
him.
would do
Okay.
it.
I'll
If
trust you,
you
man.
want-
You know what? You've proven. I don't know. You.
if it's that big of a deal, I can do it. Like literally, I it's not like I wear armor anyway, and have a
I can
dagger.
do it.
Sirius says he can do it too. It's just
We probably-
I will not do well if I get hit.
As long as someone's willing to go forward on it.
I'll do it. And he starts taking off
willing.
the armor.
I'll
Okay.
hold it for you.
I take good care of it.
I will.
Do I have to get rid of my gun too?
Everything.
I'll hold on
Weapons
to
as well.
everything.
Okay.
I want you to. You need to get.
And I
you
run
need to-
away
you
and sell
need
it
to set
all on the
down as-
black market.
You need to set aside as many things until you feel like this is a bad idea.
I think he already feels like that.
Yeah, I think we're almost there. And he'll take
Well, so you
he'll
said-
take the bullets away.
You said
Anything he could,
almost.
yeah, anything he could consider like an improvised weapon, like random like empty bottles come out, and he just takes his backpack off. He's like, okay, now I officially feel like I'm in a very bad situation.
Do I have?
Hey, welcome to my everyday life.
Interesting.
Yeah, how do you do this? We're in a
Um,
possibly haunted house, and I'm just chest waiting to be stabbed.
Okay, it sucks.
Just
I am going to pass.
Arcanus. You
Go ahead.
you get through it by praying, and now you can go. Go on.
I am going to give you. I'd like to give him my net, but subtly, Alex, just based on the information I have.
Yeah. Roll me. Let me see something real quick. Cheat again. Yeah, this would be it. Okay. Need to double check because I'm a genius. Roll me a stealth check.
I suck at these. Hopefully, I do good.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's not bad. Okay. So, very sneakily, Arcanus, you are handed a net.
And am I going by myself up there, or
I got you.
Beer is going to be not shouting, but he's going to be slightly louder in his voice. It's like, yes, you're going by yourself. We cannot afford to send everyone else up there. And Beer is going to try to wink at Arcanus.
Right. Up alone I go.
And I would like to fade into the walls into shadows and stealth.
Go ahead and roll me a
I kind of
stealth,
feel like this
please.
is a. Kind of feel like this is a bad idea.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay. This is fine. Everything's fine.
I haven't moved yet, but yeah.
Are you also going to stealth Seer?
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Oh, this is a bad idea.
I need to do some rolls.
Can
Give me
I-
1 second. Go
Can
ahead.
I put, please, like, well, no, I guess I can't really, like, roll a perception check to see if, like, I can detect how badly they're stealthing, but I feel like that's metagaming, so.
Yeah.
A
no.
little bit, yeah, unfortunately. I'm going to have to say no on that one, buddy. Sorry.
One sacrifice is enough. We don't need more than one.
Okay. As you all prepare and you all feel like doing the sneaky sneakies behind Arcanus, what's the approach, buddy?
Arcanus is wearing like a white, just plain shirt with like a deep cut in the chest with the deep V. And he's got just a very simple pair of pants on. He's totally barefoot, and he's just going to hello ghost. He's gonna start walking up the stairs. Totally unarmed with nothing but these hands.
And I'm going to try to maintain like a somewhat far distance away, but I'm not paying attention to him, quote unquote. I'm inspecting the railings, but I'm slowly making my way up.
Try to
Kind
keep
of
him in
coincident.
view.
Yeah, coincidentally following him as I inspect things.
Oh, in that case, I totally don't see what Beer's doing, and I'll wait for Arcanus to go up, like, I don't know, like 5-6 steps, and then I'll just slowly start creeping up the steps, like, obviously following him, because I don't realize we're not supposed to be being obvious.
Okay. I gotta do a few other checks here. Sorry.
Will
I did not expect this turn of events, so give me a second. I gotta roll stuff.
Boy.
I don't know if I used the
I
information you gave
will
me correctly,
change
but it's a
shape.
direction.
Oh, you used it in such a way that I am pleased with. Just yeah.
So Beer, what exactly is this plan?
Hopefully one that doesn't result in death.
Oh, okay. I'm good with this.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh,
That doesn't sound good.
I'll change it to a big spider. And sneaky.
Okay. Arcanus, I have a question for you above board here.
oh no.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how scared shitless does Arcanus look as he starts to walk down this hall?
Truthfully, Arcanus is not afraid of most things, so he's not afraid, but he's trying to pretend to be afraid.
Okay.
Deception?
Roll me performance, because you're trying to put on an act that you're afraid.
Sounds good.
Oh,
It's a 19. I only get a +2 to that.
Wow.
You're pretty convincing.
Good job.
Arcanus.
Scooby-Dooing around corners, like...
Arcanus. God damn it. As you walk down this hall, you start to hear like little chuckles, like as you kind of walk down this hall. You don't need a perception check for this because they are being fucking loud. And you do hear the little pitter patter of feet as this is going on. Whatever is going on here, you seem to have kind of stirred something. And as you do watch as you're halfway down the hall at this point. One of the doors flies open, and you see a white shape pop out, uh, almost with a thunderous roar, and many of you hear it at this point, as an eerie echo seems to come in from the direction of this figure as they start to wave around at you.
I had that whole like I was like, like curled to about half my height, like shivering a little bit, and the moment the door opens, he just grins, curls a fist, and just tries to punch it in the face as hard as he can.
Okay. You have the net, by the way, I shouldn't mention.
That's fair. I guess I could throw. I'll try to punch him while holding the net. I really want there to be a punch, but yeah, net
Fair
is
enough.
the.
I'll give
part.
that to you. Roll me an unarmed strike.
All right.
What do I get the feeling you're punching a kid?
That was the
Totally.
point of the net.
That's gonna be really
Totally.
funny if it is. It's an 11.
I'm gonna say they're flat-footed, so that's a 13. That definitely hits.
Oh.
Just barely, but it does hit. Roll damage for me, please.
You've just killed a 6-year-old
Oh,
child.
jeez.
Okay.
7 damage.
Yes.
You don't
More
need
blind
the
children.
net as you clock this thing. It does like an awkward spin for a moment and then flops to the floor. That
Serves you right.
that giggling you heard earlier just stops, by the way, and so does the sound of the movement.
Guys, I got one. And I'm gonna. Does it appear to be a ghost?
It is a white figure current you see seems to be kind of how do I explain this? You see a white sheep at this time,
I
unless you
stabilize.
approach.
I'm gonna approach it.
You approach. What you see is almost like a really thin, sort of drape-like material. That seems to most of it lays flat on the floor, while the rest of it seems to cover some sort of shape.
I'm going to immediately realize it's a person and be like, "You shouldn't be trying to scare people out of a home." I'm gonna try to rip the cloth off.
You get no struggle, by the way.
Fully out cold.
At least
Yeah.
unarmed attacks are baseline non-lethal, so
Yes, so you
probably
rip
didn't
off.
kill him.
No, they knocked him, but knocked him the fuck out. That's for sure.
Okay.
What you see,
It's not that bad.
with a bloody nose at this point, as you rip off the material, which you find is another white sheet with holes in it, is a green, small figure with large, almost elven but larger than elves ears, kind of floppy, a long, kind of pointed nose, green figure in rather tattered clothing, and you would recognize this as a goblin.
Oh, guys, it's a geez. I'm real quick just gonna lay on hands him on the nose. just fix that real quick. Guys, I found one and I scared him so bad that he passed out and nothing else happened.
I probably at that point pop up behind you on the stairs. Do I know what a goblin is?
You all would have a base underlying understanding of what a goblin
Okay.
is. You probably haven't seen one before because they're very sort of nomadic in their practices. The only one that could have possibly seen that is Beer, Baker, or Arcanus, because they're usually they don't raid anything, but they're very sort of sneaky, I'm gonna steal stuff to survive sort of thing.
Oh,
So
that's
they're
me.
usually seen
Oh.
as pests in that regard. So usually they're
Hey,
weeded
it's
out.
like CNI.
Wait a minute. Okay, I get to the top of the stairs and be like, "Oh, what what is that?"
It's a goblin. I scared him into unconsciousness.
You scared
That's
him? Okay.
you're like a big floofy dog, man. How
Yeah,
did
but
you
I have
scare him?
really big scary teeth, and he does like the bare teeth thing that dogs do.
Why is there blood on his nose?
You see, he has allergies.
Give me deception, Arcanus.
Oh my
Oh
god!
god,
Whoa!
that was a good. That's a good.
If someone wants to try and beat that with a perception, good luck.
Yes, he's allergic to
try.
punches. Okay.
Okay. Arcanus, sure. Wait. But I thought when I heard feet earlier, would I have been able to tell if it was one set or two?
Possible. Which reminds me, and reminds you, you start to hear the pitter-patter of feet again. And
Oh.
as you all gather up as a group around this goblin, you watch as multiple doors open at one time.
Oh no.
As you watch about 10 to 15 of these humanoid figures, some of them unarmed, others with little pointy sticks, march out from the rooms and start to surround you.
Okay. Whoa.
I'd like to say for the record, I did already heal this goblin. He can be unconscious still, but for the sake of it, I gave him hit points back, so he's not actively.
He was knocked the fuck out. He's staying knocked out.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, he's healed. I just pick him up by the head and I go, "I'm sorry, your friend startled me, and I knocked him out, but he should be okay."
This is no longer a really scary moment.
If you
Just
move any closer,
Well, not yet. It still might be a scary situation.
fair.
if you move any closer, he will be in danger.
No, Bear's going to go into diplomacy mode.
That's good because I was reaching for my weapons.
Since I've had previous dealings with types of goblins before, I'm going to do my best little. Would I know much about goblins, Alex?
No.
Just based off.
I would say at this point, Beer, you're still going to take the lead on this because you've already said so. Everybody can roll society at this point.
Society.
Nope.
I rolled even better now.
Ash rolled my same roll.
Yep. Doing all right.
I'm guessing I don't roll because I already rolled
Alright,
earlier.
society.
No, go ahead and re-roll it. The last one is to see if you actually would recognize this patterns. This is actually to see what you know. Okay.
That's a lot of 5s and 6s.
It is. It is. Is that everybody?
But to be fair, Arcanus is freaking out because he punched the goblin.
I'm literally still holding it, like I'm
Dude, put him down.
oh, okay, yeah, right, and then set him on the ground.
Don't do a weekend at Bernie's.
So, beyond what I mentioned before, you're not quite.
Fine, guys.
God damn it. Oh my god.
Sorry.
Ah. So, hold on. GM has to recover. 1 second. Okay, so, Seer, Arcanus, Z, you're not quite sure beyond what I mentioned before. You know they're nomadic people. They travel from place to place, and they kind of live on the fringes of society mostly. There are some exceptions to the rule, just like any other race, but they're more recently discovered in the sense of people really didn't venture out too far to find these individuals. And they're very rare in Nora. Finding goblins here is very out of the norm. Especially in this number. Like 2 or 3, okay, rare. 15 to 20 or so, which there's increasing number into this hallway. Very strange.
A good chance to make them extinct in Nora.
Now. As with the 18 and 23, I say this is probably more red knowledge than anything. You do know that while they do like to play tricks and other sorts of other, I won't say non-lethal traps, they're very sort of stay in the brush, let no traps and other tricks do the work, and hopefully scare off specific intruders or other sorts of things they don't want in their area. They can be very territorial, especially wherever they're camping or kind of staying at that point. So this whole thing kind of makes sense in that regard. You can imagine, especially you, Tash, as you kind of think on it, you probably would realize they probably think of this place as their home, which is why they defend it so so sternly. Like they're so dedicated to quote unquote protecting this place. And as the others sort of gather around you, you do see at the far end of the hall, coming around a corner, a larger sort of goblinoid, or larger goblin figure. This time kind of decorated in almost like a large headdress and kind of covered in other furs and pelts, far more than the rest of the goblins. It's walking down the hall. It's going to get there in a few moments, but at this point, you have time to react to the rest of the situation.
Okay. So I think Beer wanted to try to use diplomacy.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's the best choice now that I've calmed down. I think it's the best choice, probably.
I'm perfectly willing to try diplomacy as well, so.
Alright, Beer, you're taking the lead on this. What do you do?
Just from because I'm trying to think, because I've got slight previous dealings with watching them, following them for a few things, or having to deal with them for a job or two. Beer is going to start laughing maniacally, but like he just heard the funniest joke in the whole world, and pointing at the goblins. It's like, oh my god, you guys fell for it so hard. That was the best trick in the whole book. And he's gonna start bending over laughing a little bit.
So Tasha's gonna join in. Like,
Yeah. Arcanus like looks to the out cold goblin, looks to Beer, looks to the awake ones, like, ha ha, ha ha.
The rest of the goblins are just kind of looking at each other. God damn it. Yeah, they're gonna look at each other, and you do see some of them. Actually, make me a performance beer.
Oh no, not good with this.
It's not a hot. Okay, well,
Oh no.
So he starts botching it, then like he starts. I don't know what he ends up doing, but Tesh is probably gonna end up laughing at him.
so some of them do start to chuckle, other of them not so much, as the definitely more ornate goblin kind of approaches, kind of raises a hand just to shush everybody. And as he kind of points to you, Beer, because you're kind of taking the lead on this, he stares at you for a moment, but you see he makes a sort of hand gesture, kind of like a waving around, and then motions to you. You would recognize this as a sort of gesture from a tribal leader, from what you've known of them before, to kind of suggesting that you may talk first, that he's given you the quote-unquote rights to kind of explain your case.
Beer, just out of professional courtesy, no performance. Because I don't want to roll another one again. He'll just do kind of like a light, like kind of a hard thump on his chest, and then like a good, about halfway bow, not like hitting head on floor bow, but thing. It's like, I was like, I thank you very much, your bigness, your greatness, for allowing me to speak, the honor of speaking first. It appears that we have come to a bad sort of mixing of pranks, in which we thought we were pranking another set of people, but apparently there was a mistiming upon jokes.
You see it like kind of stroke its chin, nodding. Yes. Bad joke. You did. Much hurt, as he points to the goblin on the floor, knocked the fuck out.
I would like
Yes,
to try and point at my wounded chest, which I've filled up with mental. Bro, that hurt.
So are you kind of like looking over the goblin?
You know what? I'm going to do peaceful thing and treat his wounds by healing him a little bit.
He's already been healed.
No, if he's unconscious, I'm going to just try and wake him up and give him HP back.
Yeah. Just roll me your medicine check for me. 24.
Okay, that's almost a crit.
Okay, so you go ahead and kind of look him over. He seems not like completely injured. So you just kind of like pat his cheek a little bit. You kind of reach into your medical bag, kind of get one of those what are those things called where you sniff and it's supposed to wake you up?
Smelling salts.
Thank you. Get some smelling salts and kind of hover it over his nose. And instant he is up, eyes wide open, and he's back on his feet, like looking around. He sees you all there. He sees he's the closest one, and then he immediately scurries back to the rest of the group.
I try and put on a very friendly face, though it's very much frowning and like.
it's like, see, that one right there. You have a good stock of kinsmen. This one even lived, and he stands much stronger than he did before.
Roll me diplomacy, Beer. Okay. as you kind of say these things, as you would recognize, the tribal leader nods and seems to be thinking, in home. It's more of like a squeaky voice. I'm not going to do a squeaky voice. You're just going to have to pretend. So he's just like, in home, invaded, taking home.
Taking? Oh. To be fair, we were not aware that you were y'all were considering this even your home. We thought that we were just having a welcoming party. I even brought snacks, and I'm going to pull out like all the rations that I have and present them like very openly to the leader goblin.
Okay, in this case, you do not have to roll diplomacy again, because as you kind of... are you getting all your rations, or just a certain portion?
All rations.
How many do you have?
Not a whole lot. 3.
3. I mean, that's... okay. The goblins will look at the rations, so you kind of like place them on the floor? Do you hand them out? How do you do that?
Considering I have a feeling how this will turn out, I hand them directly to the goblin leader.
Okay.
But
yeah.
I offer them up for him to take out of my hand.
Okay. Perfect. As he does, as the rest of you are looking around at all the goblins, they are salivating at this point. And another thing you notice as you're kind of looking around, these goblins are in very shoddy clothing. Some just have like loincloths, and considering the climate, you would imagine it's probably very cold. Also, as they look at the rations, they are all just... they look very hungry, and also as you kind of look at their frame, they seem to be in... I would say specifically for you, Baker, you can definitely tell they are definitely very malnourished. So as you present this food, the goblin leader kind of looks at you, looks at the rations, the food you gave it, looks at you, and his words are, "You give great feast." And he will place it down the floor, and you will watch as the rest of the goblins, now sort of a tirade of chaos that they once were, they will actually put down their sticks, and the leader, in a very organized fashion, will starting out handing out piece by piece of a ration, so that everyone gets a piece and it's distributed evenly amongst these goblins. And this is kind of they start the process of doing this. What are you all doing?
Well, I feel bad for these poor goblins. I did not bring my rations in with me. They're still on the wagon.
I feel less bad for them.
Caesar sure how to feel because, like,
Quick group
I thought
huddle.
it was my house.
Z and Tash have basically lived in where these goblins are.
Yeah, it's true.
Starving and like huddling in an abandoned home.
We have like a bunch of food on the wagon, don't we?
Yeah.
A barrel or two.
But here's the thing: that's not our food. It's the caravan's food that we need to deliver up to the fort. We can't just give it to some strange goblins we just met.
I mean, little bits of shipments go missing all the time.
Sure.
Oh,
But food is one thing that people can't live without. If enough of that goes missing, Just imagine how many people will starve up there. It's just a few goblins.
Then we teach them to fish.
Any goblins out here?
I'm sorry, Sierra, what was your question?
Any goblins? How many goblins are in this house?
Looking about it, you would estimate now that they're all out of the rooms and kind of gathered about, the total number, as you take a quick scan, are about maybe in the 30-ish range.
Wow.
30,
I
yeah.
wonder if they're having troubles.
Ish.
keeping
Oh
them
my.
fed.
Put my
If it-
daggers away and pull out some. What do I have in my pockets at
Probably
this point?
sausage.
Sausage or waffles or whatever it was.
Did you have a
That was always
donut in
my
there?
Oh yeah, donuts. I'll just
I,
pull
I
out all my
made
little pocket
pancakes.
snacks.
I made pancakes in the morning.
Pancakes, that's what it was. Pancakes. I'll pull out my pocket pancakes and pass them out.
God damn it.
I have a fantastic idea. Z, you own this house, right? Technically, even though the goblins
Technically.
live here.
Yeah.
What if you permitted them to live here while you were away, and in return they would upkeep it, and you could teach them how to grow food outside, and then you would just have a
Question.
bunch of friends who could live with you.
I have a question for Mr. DM. Are goblins considered small?
Yes, goblins are small. They are a small race.
Alright, I cast create food and create enough food for all 30 of them.
Oh shit, you have that spell.
Hell yeah.
Basically, it just allows me to summon, like, let me just. It basically says I could feed 6 medium creatures, or each medium creature. I don't think I'll be able to feed all of them. 1 medium creature equals 4 small creatures, so 6 times 4. I can feed 24.
Okay, that's most of them.
That's pretty good. We've
Plus
already
the-
pulled out other
Plus
snacks, so I think
the 3 rations that were good enough for a medium creature for a day. So that is more than enough food.
Yeah, I would say combined with Z kind of handing out the pocket snacks, you kind of casting this spell, create food.
There's enough food for a day. Plus
Uh,
some extra.
Perfect. Yeah, I would say there's enough as you will magically and physically present a bunch of food. The goblins dig in. It's almost chaos, but you do notice that the leader is kind of he does have like a staff, which does indicate he is some sort of magic user. Kind of pounds it on the ground, and they immediately start to like pay attention and get back in line, as they organize just in this hall, just right in this hall, a little bit of a feast as they start to eat the
I
food.
summon the food on plates.
And you do see that as they eat the food, some of the goblins do begin to cry as they eat the food.
Poor guys.
I feel
I
really bad for punching one of these guys.
you
I
should.
feel
Yeah.
really good.
It's a-
I feel really good that you punched one of these guys. I wish it was me. But it is what it is.
You're an awful person.
Hey, they mentally scarred me.
Yeah, Z will look
Yeah,
at
but that is-
Arcanus and be like, well, I was thinking maybe we
Z.
could. What?
I was gonna ask what you gonna do. These goblins in your house.
Well, I was thinking, remember that cave that we saw? Like, maybe we could go, like, after the caravan, go and clean it out for them, and they can live there. But, I mean, for now, I guess they can stay here. And I'm totally cool with them pretending this place is haunted. That shit's hilarious.
These guys are great.
Yes, just next time you can't get so close to the people you're trying to scare.
You see the one now, the one that you hit. realize you say that, and they're just nodding vigorously, like, yep, I learned my
Like
lesson.
that's your workshop. That's what the improvement that needs to be made.
I would like to go over to the guy with the big stick. Hopefully, he's the caster man. I'd like to try and assist in teaching him how to create food.
Oh, you're gonna teach him the spell.
If I can, yes.
What type of
Because
magic do you have?
divine,
isn't it?
it's divine. But I will just double check what it could be. It could be divine, arcane, or primal for create food.
That's a
Unfortunately, it
tricky
is.
one. I was like, yeah, can you teach it if you got it divinely?
Unfortunately, it will not work. Even if that was the case,
Unless you convert them.
Arcane would be
Well,
easy.
are
If you
they
convert
an
them,
arcane or
it can happen.
primal caster?
Than the other traditions.
he is.
It doesn't mean I.
He's actually an occult caster. I'm just gonna give it to you.
Cult.
Oh,
Do we have any occult casters who could possibly maybe translate the spell? Is that a thing?
Unfortunately,
It's like see what
it can't be
Darian
cast-
does.
It can't be cast as an occult spell though.
yeah. So the spell doesn't align with the type of magic it is, so it just
Oh.
wouldn't work.
Gotcha.
Well, we can get them some food to last while we're gone. And
Arcanus was kind of having the similar thought as I was. I have another idea to advance further on Arcanus's. Because these dudes are not going to be able to, even if they could summon food, if the tribal leader goes away or something happens, he gets busy, or other goblins have to go somewhere else, he can't create food for someone who's not there. I propose drawing up legal documents that make them official caretakers until you say otherwise.
Oh, I could do that.
I'd
As
be
I am
okay with that.
proficient in legal lore.
As am I.
Hell yeah. We got 2 lawyers.
So random for this.
If that's all right with Z, because I guess me and Darian and Z could figure out what she would like to have happen. This is your house. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
And Seer is gonna offer, can I build a greenhouse here? Yeah.
Does it have a bit of a yard? We don't know. It probably does.
You could ask the leader.
Is it mentioned?
Yeah, because we haven't even looked around the outside of the house if it's got a yard.
It's true.
I was too busy being slapped around by their fancy stuff.
I'd say it was behind a gate, right? Though we had to go through a gate to get into the house, so we have at least a front yard.
Yeah, but the mayor was sitting on the steps already, so we'd want to do something away from public view.
Agreed.
To keep up the illusion that the house is empty.
True.
I mean,
A do not enter sign and lock him out.
I mean, it depends on how long it's going to take to build this thing, because we were only going to stay here for a night and get going. But I was thinking we could town and get some food, bring it back.
I was trying to think of long-term stuff. If we make them, not gonna say servants because that sounds hired help,
I
employment.
liked caretakers. That was good. Yeah, if they fix
Caretakers.
that hole in the floor, that'd be fantastic. Yes.
Here's the thing. Another way you can say is estate assistance.
There you go. I was trying to figure out the most lawful proper term because I figured the more lawful it sounds, the more serious they would have to take the goblins.
Because let's be real, even if we want them to continue to pretend the house is haunted, even if goblins are living here, there can still be the suspicion that the house is haunted, and they can still play the act.
Yeah, actually, I'll look at the leader and be like, how long have you been here?
The leader will think for a moment, and he holds up three fingers and simply says, "This many seasons."
Oh, they've been here for a while.
Yeah, dang.
Around 9 months.
Well, then I'm not worried about the town figuring them out.
Yeah, we just gotta
And
teach
we
them
can
how to
put them-
grow some food.
Especially winter roots. Yeah, ice roots.
You have to cook them. Teach them how to cook. That's all I need to know.
Seer, as you kind of pull, actually anybody, as you pull out those specific items, roll me a nature check. We're using all types of
I'm
skills
good,
today.
nature. Come on now.
I will roll because it's fun.
Nope.
I'll see what I get. Mine probably won't be better. Nope.
Me too.
Okay.
Better than a couple people.
This is specifically gonna fall on Arcanus and Seer. Seer, you know, from a natural standpoint, these items specifically tend to grow pretty well in the wild. And so if planted correctly, they will start to spread around a specific area. Arcanus, you would also know from your experiences in the wild that these items don't really need a greenhouse to maintain growth because they're used to growing in the snow. As long as they're covered by snow, any sort of underlying snow that melts into the ground, that's what they use to kind of, keep themselves alive. It's sort of a weird cold photosynthesis. Almost like cabbage, now that I think about it, or spinach.
Nice.
You
Yeah,
do
grow them
also
all the time.
exactly. See, there you go. You do also know there's other vegetables like this. There are snow carrots that grow inside the snowy desert of Nora, which are found pretty easily. So all you would really need is a couple of these extra, and you teach them how to cook, or you teach them how to grow. Kind of show them what's done. You need a space, obviously, to plant these, but it could start some sort of food source.
Perfect.
All right.
I'll draw them up some directions.
As you work on that, what's everybody else doing?
Actually, I'm probably going to try to talk to some of the goblins and discuss things that we pranks we pulled on people and stuff like that, because these guys are right after my own heart.
Yeah, they will share specific tales with you about others that have tried to actually enter the building and successfully very much scared those that have tried to enter the home. They specifically tell you one tale about one individual that actually fell down the steps in a very comical way. Luckily, he was not seriously hurt, but they did laugh about how he ran out of the building. Uh, at that point, as you're kind of talking with them, they do kind of mention areas around the home as well. They do mention there's a lot of rooms. They do mention a sort of their specific description is a room that has very tall climbing places with lots of paper and leather. With a lot of paper like inside leather and a lot of paper strewn about. Um,
Oh,
They also talk about a place with a very big table with chairs around it. They usually hang out there sometimes. They talk about a place with a lot of pretty pictures in it. A lot of different places where they could sleep. They talk about a um, lower areas where they kind of hang out. Kind of, uh, they say specifically there used to be um, a place where there was a lot of weird tasting drinks, but also some uh, food in jars that they kind of went through on the first time they were here. Didn't taste very good to them, but it was nourishment.
so like a wine cellar and like some preserves.
You could presume. The last thing they mentioned is actually on the side of the home. There is a place where they've seen before, where animals usually sleep. And also towards the center of the home, or that if you walk out various doors, there's like a big foresty area in the center of the home that's open, and you can see the sky. With a bunch of different plants, though they're not really alive anymore.
Oh, like a courtyard?
You could assume.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna ask for a tour.
Yeah. All right. As no, you asked for a tour. Um, you don't need to make any check with this. You guys have fed them. They are happy to have you around. You see some younger goblins that they hear at the sound of being able to lead this individual anew. Jump up and down very excitedly. They just kind of like take a hand, each of your hands, just kind of start dragging it away to show you around the place.
Nice. I'm actually really interested in the library, but we'll get there.
As that's going on, what's everybody else doing?
I'm definitely going on the tour.
Okay, you go.
I present my directions and also go on the tour, which I have put into the team runners chat.
Very nice.
Nice and simple for them.
Alice, how do they treat?
It's pretty accurate.
I was
Yeah.
going to see if anyone here needed medical assistance or try and teach the big, not the big stick man here, and some practical medicine if possible.
God damn it, Arcanus.
It's good.
I love it. I love it. 10 out of 10.
Oh, Deer is going to fist up costumes for them as sees they got potential to scare.
Okay. So some of you are taking the tour. Arcanus is also going on the tour. Some of our Picker is looking over, make sure everybody's the goblins are okay, they're healthy, and Seer, you are going to make costumes for them.
Better
Like-
ghost costumes?
Much better.
I'm so excited for this.
Much better.
You know
Okay.
what you need to see her get them a stick and a string and tie a skull on there. That way they can imitate your flying head trick.
Oh, even teach him my tricks with well, yeah, that's a good idea as well. Well, no, that he don't want to scare these goblins. They seem to be all right with him. He was more worried that they was too scared of him.
Oh my god,
Took
we're gonna
such a
come.
turn.
Are we gonna come back eventually? And these dudes are gonna be like so good at this that there's like Cirque du Soleil and there's like goblins attached to like bungee cords flying through it.
So I was like,
through
we
the
need to
air.
keep them. We can't
It's
like
gonna be a
send them
haunted house,
away
indeed.
to keep the goblins.
Just gonna write down something real quick. Don't mind me. Just
The
trying.
best haunted house in Nora.
Oh my
Let's
god.
do it.
Oh man,
One
we can charge people to come here.
4 silver.
Oh,
Hey, a ration costs 4 silver piece. That could be the entry fee. They can buy their own food.
get people to come in and be scary.
That's right there.
Make a killing.
Oh my god.
Or we could not.
I guess. Yeah, you don't want random people coming through your house.
Okay, let's start from the top. We'll start with the medicine stuff.
Yippee.
Jesus. Okay, so
I'd like to teach him how to properly use some non-magical medicine, modern medicine, that is.
yeah,
That is easily accessible.
the leader will actually take the lead on this one, as he seems to have been the one with the most knowledge. And he kind of acts like the medicine man / leader of the goblins you quickly learn. He is carefully watching you, not in a sense of like suspicion, but in great interest in your way of handling all this medicine and checking the goblins. Make me a mess check, and we'll go ahead and consider that looking over the. Okay, perfect. With a
That's
20.
a 4 roll, too. That's a bad roll. I could have done much better.
That's definitely enough, though. As you go ahead and look over each of the goblins, some of them are a little sickly, mainly because of being malnourished, as it were. But you kind of show the chief how to very carefully feed these goblins. Their initial feast is fine, but for the rest of the time, you probably want to go ahead and gradually feed them more and more until they're a healthy weight. For anyone that's familiar, if someone's been starving a long time, feeding them a lot of food at once could actually do more harm than good. You fed them enough to kind of keep them sustained, but if the goblins try to eat too much, it's going to cause complications. It's going to make them very sick. And so you kind of describe that, explain that. That's kind of what they're going through right now. So you explained how to go ahead and properly remedy that to make sure that all the goblins stay healthy. And you go ahead and kind of give any sort of aid that you can to any sort of goblins currently present at this time. As for the creating costumes, you kind of take a bunch of goblins with you, Seer. Rather, they follow you in great interest as you take the drape. I presume you take a drape with you and kind of start working on it. Make me a crafting check in this regard to see how well you can make these costumes.
I'll be giving them advice about hanging spiders on the ceiling.
Okay, well,
And critting on this.
Yep. You are determined. You have a good purpose. You got to make sure these goblins can scare the shit out of people. So, you go ahead and you do find like what can be something of a crafting room, which the goblins lead you to, and it holds actually all the supplies that you need. You can imagine this is where the goblins were making their costumes, because you do see various white sheets, like kind of in a corner. Uh, well, one pile is separate from another pile, and one pile already has like holes in it. In the sheets, and so you start working on what's already there. You're also able to craft almost like a floating head sort of contraption. As you kind of take some like wood, you take some paint, you take other needed items as well, and kind of string it up almost like a fishing line to this makeshift head. Along with as you kind of work at the uh, garments, you do kind of make it so that it's not so free flowing. It does kind of take on their shape. And you kind of build. You could also build like stilts for them, and you kind of show them how to use that so they look taller than what they appear. Kind of give the illusion that there's different types of ghosts around. You also are able to construct a different sort of.
And
Go ahead.
I'll tell 'em you must wear mask. Be very, very scary.
Uh,
That's,
As
I
you
think
work on these costumes, they are entranced. They are looking very excited to be able to pull new pranks, and I will say you are able to make new ghostly costumes for you. You do kind of make masks for them as well. You make various sorts of instruments like the floating heads, and also you can make hands for them as well. That they kind of can use to for whatever purpose they decide. Um, and yeah, you kind of go ahead.
big spiders. You gotta have big spiders. The big spiders always scare people when they drop on somebody. Yes, you gotta do that. Come on now.
You make some fake spiders for them as well. Not a problem.
Good to go.
Okay. As for
sorry.
go ahead.
Oh, I was saying I sent you a message on Discord.
Oh, let me take a look here.
Very nonchalant.
So while I'm doing all that, I still talk to them to grow these ice Pacific, North Pacific vegetables outside. True.
Okay.
You know, that's in the side work.
Okay.
Just at whatever time's convenient.
Okay. We'll get to that shortly. Because there are a few. Okay. So as for the rest of you taking the tour, I will go ahead and describe what you can find. So, they lead you around. There are a number of bedrooms in this home. You estimate there's about 20 bedrooms, including two larger bedrooms, probably like master bedrooms.
Sorry, how many?
There's 20 bedrooms, including
20?
20.
Holy crap. Okay.
There is a library to the right wing of the home. That contains a number of books, scrolls, parchments, and other sorts of items that you would find in, well, a library. On the opposite end, there is a dining hall, which, as described, there is a long mahogany table that is surrounded by high-backed chairs that have chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. There is also a parlor room at the further end of or left end, away from the dining room or dining hall. That actually holds various sorts of antiques. You see like a clock in there, like a grandfather clock. You see a grand piano in there. You see a few paintings in there. but they're so worn out, you really don't know what they originally were. There's also a drawing room, which Seer, you actually would see Seer in there. They've kind of shifted that into almost like a construction room where they make these various costumes, and Seer's in there kind of working away, making new costumes and items for them. There is a gallery, and though the goblins have previously said there's a lot of pretty pictures, they probably once were very pretty pictures, but they have worn away to time. There's still like something there to a goblin that's probably a nomad. This probably looks very pretty, but again, it's very hard, if not impossible, to tell what they originally were. There is study away, just like a few steps away from the library. That seems to have a small fireplace as well. And also there's a room which would look almost like a room where you would hold precious items, almost like an artifacts room. However, while there are pedestals kind of lining around the room, there's nothing inside them anymore. They do take you down lower into the cellar, where you do find there's a winery, not winery. There's definitely a place to hold wine down there, as well as various shelves and other locations to hold preserved food.
But it's empty.
And lots of cobwebs down here as well. It probably hasn't been well maintained. You do find there's 2 bottles still sitting on the wine shelves here, though.
Nice.
Let's see here. Taking you back up to the upper areas, they take you towards the center of the home's construction, lead you through a door that leads into an inner courtyard. This is actually a pretty large area, and as you look around, there's a lot of like shrubbery and plants that have long since died either from the cold or just being taken care of. In the center, there is what was probably once a very prominent and very large tree, though most of the leaves has fallen from its branches, and it looks like it's been poorly maintained, but with enough care, it looks like it could once again flourish in this courtyard. The area is kind of separated by a path that leads to other parts of the home, almost in a square-like function. There's a stone path leading to a north, south, east, and west door that goes to the respective parts of the home. And kind of in the corner areas of each area, there's like plots where you could potentially grow either vegetation or, in this case, fruits and vegetables. Leading you back inside the home, and then going through the east wing, and then back outside, you will find a sort of stable area. This could definitely be a place where once horses were kept, and there's a large sort of shed by the stables as well. But both large and small animals could be kept in this area specifically, as the stables themselves are pretty large. So they can hold a number of animals in these areas in the pens. And then the shed itself is dark and musty, full of cobwebs. But inside you do see various tools, probably either never or rarely used, that are inside the shed, along with other items that are probably used to maintain either the garden or just around the home proper. And as you kind of finish up that, that is the end of your tour around the home.
Neat.
This place is massive.
Yeah, this place is
A lot of
like
really cool
legit
stuff here.
huge. It's almost a blessing that the goblins are here. How are you gonna clean all of this?
I don't know if they will. They haven't so far. But yeah, I could ask them to maintain this up for me in exchange for a place to live and food. Teach them how to grow some food. That's
But
pretty good.
with the cost of rent these days, that's like that's a pretty solid deal.
That's too real in real life too as well. I'm standing out, looking out the window, looking sad now.
Aw. Nice. Well, this is perfect. We can teach them to grow some food in the inner courtyard. Then they don't have a house, and nobody will know. When we leave town, we'll just reaffirm that yes, it's haunted, and we'll deal with it when we get back, and hopefully nobody comes in and touches it.
And this is where it's good to have two lawyers because they can each draft a copy of these papers. That way, if somebody does find the goblins, they can prove that they're allowed to be here.
It's true.
Alright. We'll just have to make at least 32 copies.
I mean, he's not wrong. I was thinking along the same thing.
There's one for each tenant, aka assistant, aka each goblin, one for the lawyer and one for the owner of the house.
There was a study back there. I'm sure there's paper.
Well,
It
because
needs
my
to be.
main thing is if eventually they get tired of the haunted house or they find goblins, the mayor could just hire a set of soldiers or heroes to come exterminate the goblins.
Well, we can just tell them when we leave that it's mine and not to touch it, and I'll deal with it when I get back, as I see fit.
But not all people are that
Alex,
well.
Yes.
can I go to the library and check it out?
Uh,
What's in there?
you are currently occupied with making the costumes at this time. As an aside, are you going to stop making the
Oh,
costumes and to the library?
I'll continue what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Bye.
All right. As for the rest of you, since the tour has ended, what is the order of business?
Probably just making sure that they're gonna be fine when we leave, because like I said, we had only planned to stay here like a night, maybe two, and then journey.
So let me ask this: how many days instead are you going to take to stay here? Because as long as you notify Michael of it, you can stay as long as you like.
It'll take at least a day to draft up all the copies.
Well, we need to make sure that they understand how to
So probably,
kind of teach them to cook a little bit.
I guess, a few days.
So, like me and the other lawyer can spend all day writing while everyone else teaches them for one day, then we can head out the next day.
So 2 days.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to take at least 2 days to get everything in order for this house. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm actually now will be able to do this. Where the team runners? There we go. I was being dumb.
You can only do it if you can find it.
Exactly. Oh, I gotta find it. Oh no. Hold on. I gotta make a new thing for you guys. Pop.
New thing.
So, Z, I have to ask, what are you calling this place?
I have to name it. Oh boy.
It could be as simple as Z's Manor.
Sounds boring too. Hmm. I don't know.
Worcester Manor.
I can't come up with names on the spot.
I'm about to say people can't get directed to it if they can't pronounce the name.
It's true. It's true.
How about as a placeholder, just Z's Manor?
Okay. Is that okay for you, Z? Just as a placeholder for now?
I guess.
Okay. Then I'll change it
Alright.
once you have a name for it.
Time to find the random name generators.
So, luckily, I'm going to share this. Pathfinder has its own rules for settlements. And so, there we go. I can spell. Leader. What's the name of
I
him?
believe in you.
You will also learn the name of the leader is. Where the fuck is his name? I had a name. Hulk. His name is Grizzlemug.
I love it.
Okay.
Nice.
And now I can show this to the rest of you. And so beer, big sear, Canis Tesh, Z. I think that's everybody. There, okay. Save. So, you now should see a very basic outline of the quote-unquote settlement that is now insert name Z will decide later here. But that is under Z's mana, which again, as a placeholder, we will change it when Z decides on the name. And yeah.
Can't see it. Oh, like I can see it, but when I click on it, it's
There's nothing there.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
There's nothing. Ah, shit. It might take a moment to load.
Yeah, the same thing.
Well, what if we just refresh your page and reload?
Yeah, just reload then.
Yeah.
And see if you see it then.
Nothing worked. Nothing. It didn't work.
Didn't work. Okay. That's weird.
Same thing happened with Team Star Strike, unless you didn't put nothing in that one.
No, I did put something in there. That's weird. It's public. Edits. In journal.
Did you put it so we can view it? And actually, everyone can see it.
I did. That's odd. I'll have to work on that because there is a sheet that's all laid out for it already. So let me work on that, and then
no worries.
we'll get to that later. But rest assured, there is a sheet there with the information of the manor.
Neat.
And so once this campaign I'm getting new headphones because I think these ones are messing up. But as I was saying, once this campaign is finished, I think there is a few more to go, sessions to go yet. But once it's done, you all can save your characters, and perhaps after this is done, you can return here to start a new campaign.
Ooh. Neat.
So your adventures will continue.
Ooh, a plot point.
Alright, can't wait to the next one. I'm gonna raise the dead.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna unraise the dead.
Oh man.
Anyways, goddamn it. So you all will be able to do various things. Again, at that time, I gotta work out. Obviously, gotta work out some of the things that are wrong with, I guess, not just the sheet, but other stuff as well. But you'll be able to potentially raise a farm-like structure. I mean, you got the pens, you got the stables, and you got the inner courtyard. But for now, the goblins will take care of that for you.
Cool.
Neat.
Okay.
Make the perfect minions.
Oh my god, it's fucking Seer. There's no cemetery here, so you're out of body. So good luck.
So no more big heads.
That disappointed sigh. Okay, well. Anyways. As you kind of finish your tour, finish your work, the sun does begin to set. For the sake of brevity, and just kind of going through the days, the next day, I presume that Baker and Beer, you go ahead and get those documents written up, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Who is teaching the goblins how to farm?
I can. I've grown
Okay.
a lot of food wild.
Now, here's the thing. They don't have any more food, really. So they're gonna need something in the meantime to tie them over. So as you're teaching them Arcanus, you're kind of teaching them to plant the what you do have, which is the what was it? It was the root and mushroom.
Mushrooms. Yes.
Okay, you
Ice
can teach
mushrooms.
them. You can teach them how to plant those Arcanus. You're familiar with it. You've encountered these things before, so you are able to go ahead and show them how to do that. But that's going to take your part of the day if you do that.
Sounds good. I'm also gonna if somebody's not busy, I'll offer up 5 gold to go buy a bunch of food for the goblins in town.
Perfect. That brings me to the next point. Um, that leaves Seer, Tesh, and Ziggy to.
Oh, I have an idea. Before we start writing all these documents, I just summon food so they can eat for the whole day.
That I figured you might do that, and that handles this part of the day. But when you guys leave, they need something to tie them over till the other crops are planted. They also probably need seeds as well
Yeah.
if you guys want to start planting things.
Let's go buy some seeds.
I will contribute 12 of my own gold for extra supplies for them.
I will contribute 5.
So you have 17 in the pot.
I will contribute 5 as well.
That's 22 in the pot.
See Arcanus give you that Zach Galifianakis nod. A really subtle one.
Okay. So 22 gold is given.
Are you muted?
I'm not muted.
I said I put an extra 8 in.
Oh, so 30.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. I apologize.
And then whatever else is needed, I'll cover.
Okay, so 30 gold. Okay. Luckily for feed, 1 copper piece alone will supply feed for a week. So we'll do that math in a moment. If you decide to buy any animals. And then
I don't think I'd want to get animals at this point because I don't know if they'll be able to take care of them, but it would be something to think about when we came back.
I thought you were going to feed the goblins the feed.
I mean, technically, yeah.
Feed them the animals, buy a bunch of chickens. Here you go. Fun.
Chickens
Also,
are
what's the
great.
space
They
for
got
this?
eggs and they eat.
It's true. It's
They're
true.
the best ones.
Well, but don't forget we have to explain to the townsfolk we're buying this stuff from. So
I'm just also imagining the town, like some teenagers being like, "This house is totally haunted," and suddenly a chicken just walking by.
Give the chicken a ghost cowl. That way, when it walks around, it's just like a little sheet over it.
I mean, sometimes when they crow, it sounds terrible, so it'd be scary. So it
it's
might
true.
help.
I can vouch for that. That is true.
But you can, whenever
in the middle
you
of the
buy
night.
whenever you buy the supplies, it can be done under the guise of that you plan on having contractors coming out to take care of certain things. Please do not disturb them.
true.
Or you can say it's for the journey ahead.
Potentially.
We're buying it for the
Caravan.
ghosts.
Yeah, we gotta keep the ghosts happy.
Okay. I'm pulling up all the needed information. Okay. All right.
Very friendly
So
goblins.
here's what we're looking at. So you're not going to buy any animals, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can put that away. So then we're mainly looking at rations and other food as well as seeds. So for a bag of the seeds, especially ones that will grow in Nora, we're looking at frost carrots, or snow carrots, as some call them. Probably looking at cabbages and spinach, as they grow well in the cold environments as well. And we're looking at there is snowberries as well. They are very similar to strawberries, but they have almost a bluish whitish coloration to them. They themselves actually maintain their cold. Um, they remain cold, so imagine eating a cold strawberry, and you can imagine what these taste like. As well as those are the main things actually that will grow in this area. If you get a bag of each of them, it's actually 5 silver each bag. So that's 2 gold if you want to get like, and we're talking about like large, sort of industrial sized bags here. So, the size of like if you get dirt or fertilizer at the hardware store, we're talking about those size bags.
Okay, so you guys want to rethink how much gold you're giving me?
Nope.
You got a mansion to take care of.
Just trust me, it's gonna get priced in a moment here. So hold on to that gold.
Okay.
So that's 2 gold so far that we're looking at for the seeds. Now, as for rations and food, you're probably gonna be away for a while,
Okay.
so we're gonna look at about maybe at least a month left on your journey. So you want to go?
I would want to get like 2 or 3 months worth of rations.
2 or 3 months. So I'm gonna say this is like jerky. This is clean like water. This is a special type of bread they use that lasts a very long time as well. Dried fruits, dried vegetables. This is also stuff like almost like a leafy sort of substance, similar to like seaweed, as it were. So they have dried, I guess you could say dried seaweed as well as part of the rations. And they have various types of jerkies as well. So for rations, it is 4 silver pieces for 1 week of rations, and you want 2 months of rations. So that is going to be for 1 goblin each. I'm doing the math here, so that's 16. I need a calculator. Holy shit.
So 1 ration feeds 1 goblin for a week.
So rations are bought in bulk that last a week. So if we're going 30 goblins, 1 week per ration, so 30. So that's 8 weeks, so times 8. And it's 4 silver times 4. Holy shit! That is 96 gold total.
Wow.
Remember, each small creature, every 4 small creatures can eat 1 mini ration.
Okay.
Yeah, so divide the cost of rations by 4.
So dividing that by 4. Okay, that's better. That's 24 gold that you'll need total.
So that's 26 used so far.
That was just 2 months, though, right? You said 8 weeks.
That's for 2 months worth of rations. If you want some wiggle room and want to put an extra gold piece, that should provide some wiggle room just in case they go through it a little quicker.
Yeah.
I donate 4 more gold for
We
my
still haven't
minions.
spent what?
Okay, so
But we've only spent 27 gold so far.
Alright.
so you have rations, you have seeds, you already have the plot and everything for them, and the types of stuff you'll be planting. As long as the goblins maintain it, you don't really need to have any sort of manure or fertilizer or anything like that present.
What about tools?
Tools. There are already tools inside the shed. They are usable. They've barely been used. You can buy new tools if you wanted to.
Can I add? I think I would like to buy some fabrics. Better.
Yes, they need better
Okay.
fabrics, blankets and stuff. Yeah,
Because I think buying a bunch of children's clothes might be a little sus. So
What are you talking about?
Sure, it's fine. Sure, it's fine. Okay. So.
and Steer's teaching them how to make craft the sheets into it, so I'm sure they can figure out clothing from that.
Okay. So let me see here. So do you want to go with wool cloth, cotton cloth, or linen cloth?
Probably heading into. Are we heading into like a winter or?
It's always winter, Nora.
Yeah. Cotton heavier than linen?
Typically, yes.
Yeah, let's go cotton. I don't think they need wool. Cotton's fine.
Okay. Actually, funny enough, wool is actually cheaper than cotton.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Go wool then. Okay.
For 1 square yard of wool cloth, it's 4 silver pieces. For 1 square yard of cotton cloth is 8 silver pieces.
Huh.
It's half price.
Yeah, we'll go with wool then.
Okay. All right. And how many yards would you like to purchase?
An average piece of clothing for a 6-foot human male is roughly about 2 yards worth of material, based on real life things.
So then that would be a couple of them. Yeah.
That's small too, so yeah.
I would say if you got 1 yard of square cloth, you could probably fit 2 goblins with clothes.
So I need 15 yards to reclothe 30 of them.
Right.
Okay.
So that would be 15, 4 times. No. Okay.
That's 60. To go. Well, 60 silver, really.
So that'd be 6 gold pieces.
Okay. That's
60
fine,
silver
because I
is
said
gold, yeah.
I'd cover the rest, yeah. So.
Okay.
So 27 plus 6, so we're at 33 gold so far. Did we need anything else? Can't think of.
I think they need cooking oil. I mean, you don't want them eating raw vegetables all the time.
I mean, it's all dried out. They're the rations. So it's like dried, like chicken jerky,
Oh yeah.
regular jerky,
Trail mix.
trail mix.
I
Stuff
think
like
he means when the veggies start growing. And they want to cook stuff.
Uh,
Oh yeah, I'd have to get like some spices. And...
Okay.
Okay.
Guess we have to come back for that one.
I'm gonna give 2 silver pieces for flint and steel for 4 of them. That way they can start their own fires.
Okay. Easy enough.
We'll teach them fire
You
safety.
so remember, some of the stuff is already in the manor as well. So
Yeah.
you might have to purchase like tools, for example. They're on the
Oh.
manor. You can take some of the older other clothes because there are clothes inside the manor. I still suggest getting the con just in case the clothes will get
Yeah.
worn. But there's also stuff in there. There's cooking utensils inside the manor already.
Yeah.
Because there is a kitchen inside the manor. So they're pretty stacked on that. You would just have to show them, take a day or so to show them how to use everything.
Nice.
For some of the stuff I'm doing is going towards that thing I sent you. I'm making a point.
Yep. Just to clarify, the goblins aren't stupid. They're just nomadic. So you just have to show them how to do things, and they'll learn very quickly.
Okay.
Especially the chief.
Give
The
me
chief
some
looks
new
older,
clothes.
and even as some of you have interacted with him, he learns very quickly.
Okay. The only other thing I could think of was maybe some wood for the fires and or lumber to fix that hole in the floor.
Okay, that yes, that would cost you something there. Lumber, you'd probably need. So hold on, let's take a look here. Per 40 board feet. For enough lumber to cover the hole, it's probably gonna be, and any other patchwork that needs to be done, maybe like a solid silver piece.
Okay.
And the goblins have hammers and other tools, so they can make those repairs.
Okay. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Are there any weapons on the premises other than what they have?
There is. Funny enough, there's not so much an armory, but there's definitely like a storage area. As you look inside of it, there are very basic weapons, like leather armor, basic shields, basic short swords. There is like 1 or 2 bows in there as well. And to inquire further, you do see 3 that fit your description. Beer.
Cool.
So do with that information as you will.
Here's gonna make a sign to put in the front yard saying this house is haunted. Enter at your own risk.
No, do not enter. Do not enter.
Do not enter at all.
Do not enter under penalty of corporal or incorporeal punishment.
Perfect. Perfect. Oh my god.
I saw my chance and I took it.
You did. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of it.
It's like, can I reward a hero point for that?
You know what? Yes. Hero point for that. Yes.
That was delightful.
For me?
Yes, you get a hero point. Because that was clever.
Oh my god. I feel so special.
You are a special boy.
Deserve it.
I had to channel Popoli for that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will say you return with the supplies. You go ahead and, since they have already been fed, you are able to put this in like the storehouses and kind of make sure they're stored away properly. And I assume that you go ahead and show the goblins how to properly store this stuff.
Yeah.
Also, we'll say with your supplies, I'm going to give this for free. You do also get preserve jars. So if you like, you can show the goblins how to preserve the food as well. So that's something they'll be able to do.
Okay.
Also,
Perfect.
this is going to go to Seer because I know he is the crafter of the group. If you would like, goblins are not they're rare, but seeing one walk around a town isn't so bad. It won't raise suspicion. If you want, and if you wish to talk to the goblin chief about this, you can make him really fancy clothes so that he can walk into town to grab anything should the other goblins need it. And you can explain this to him if that's something you guys would like to do.
I think it'd be fun to have some nice digs. Let's do that.
That and that goes back to the thing I was saying earlier. Just in case, we need to draft up a thing saying that he's an official contractor with under Z's employ. That way, nobody. If someone does stop him and question him, and it's like, "Look, I've got paperwork. Leave me alone."
Yeah, I would say you probably coach him about that as well. So, this specific, since it's a very specific thing, Seer, I need you to go ahead and roll me a crafting check, please.
Oh man, I did. Okay.
Hey, look at that.
Okay, well, that's 2 natural 20s for crafting in a row.
Holy shit.
What are the odds? Okay, well,
1 in 400.
yeah. So you make him what can only be described as a gentleman's coat and slacks. You are able to make him a sort of almost like leather shoes to match the outfit, with gloves, as well as a mask if he wishes to wear one, and a sort of cap as well to cover his head with the materials. And you do not waste any of the materials used to make this. In fact, you take some of the old cloth that are around the mansion that you were able to find and are able to custom and dye it to the appropriate necessity. So you don't use any of the materials that were bought as part of the natural 20, and are able
Nice.
to custom this very unique and rather well made and very nice looking sort of suit or attire for this goblin. It's incredibly fancy. So yeah, so if ever he does have to walk into town, and he's the one that is most fluent in common as well, so that makes sense. He can walk in, and chances are no one's going to bother him at all.
And I will probably at some point talk to him in private and give him 30 gold.
Oh, okay, yeah. As extra, kind of as a budget, just in case
Yeah.
it's a need buy. Okay, cool. I'll go ahead and note it.
I will match that
Hand out the
with.
contracts.
I'll match that with my own 30 gold
So 60 gold total.
and 25 copper pieces.
25 copper. Let me write this inside the.
So I'm taking. Okay, so I've contributed
Seer
33.
also gives him a pocket book.
Beer is really taken to these goblins.
Yeah.
I'm still not I'm still nipped a little bit from being hit, but I don't care anymore. We're okay. Especially the one that looks very deaf.
Okay, so
I'm picking out my
funds.
33.
And then so they do have 60 gold, and is it 25 copper?
Yes, 25 copper and 30 gold from me.
Okay. Silver.
But we can just say, as far as the goblins are concerned, I'm making an investment.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
I'd like them all, every single one of these goblins to sign a contract. Because I showed him how it's just interesting.
Okay.
Then Z, you need to sign your contract as you're part of them.
Oh, yeah.
And you're ahead. Then I signed as your lawyer.
Yeah, they're not your minions.
They're our minions. They're not just yours. I donate 33 copper to the pot.
Like, technically, they're mine. They're signing it. They're working for me.
Via contracts through me.
So you're adding 33 copper, you said?
I said 43.
43. Okay, so that's 60.
Someone
Okay.
find one random silver piece to throw in quick.
Do we need a silver piece to make it even? I'll do it.
No, you're all good.
I'm being a smarty.
Oh.
So I basically hand out the contracts to everyone, making sure everyone understands what it means, what it does. I explain it very well to the big stick man. I forgot his name for a moment because he knows how to translate it.
Bristle Mug.
And Mr. Mugman, who's going to basically translate over to the other goblins.
Okay, I'll get those later. Okay. There we go.
So there's 30 contracts for the goblins, one for Z and one for each of us lawyers.
Okay.
Just to prove how we worked on it.
He wrote it, I edited it, he re-edited it, I double-checked it, and he triple-checked it.
Good.
So
I sign it with a Z.
there we go.
Zorro style.
I write my initials with a draconic flare, as is traditional of my home.
How do you write your name, Beer?
Just BIIR with a capital H, but like the Old English H.
Okay.
Nice.
Also, Z, do you see anything change to the sheet now, or does it still look blank to you?
Oh, it didn't look. Let me see. Ooh, I see things.
Okay. So progress.
Only Z see Z's banner.
Which is fitting.
I'm gonna leave that as it is.
Everyone else is blind.
And I'll adjust it. I'll put in the other details
Later,
specifically, but you are able to edit it, so you are able to change the name whenever you feel like, Z.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. After making these purchases and setting up these newfound allies? ? for the months you will be away on your destination, is there anything else you would like to set up? As soon as like the next day starts, you do notice that they are working on that floor in haste. By the
Nice.
time you guys are actually ready to leave, that floor will be repaired.
Great.
Actually,
Thank you,
before they
because
finish, I'll go up to the like whoever's like kind of leading that and be like, "Hey, if you guys want to put in like a trick floor, I'm cool with that."
As soon as you mention trick floor, their eyes sparkle and they all give the thumbs up.
Yeah. Because you know what? It sucked when it happened to me, but like that's hilarious.
as long as it's safe to be walked on when we want to walk on.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like we learn where the trigger is, but yeah.
Yeah, they'll set up in such a way so that if you walk through the door, as long as you like flip a switch before like walking across the floorboard, you won't fall through.
And I actually have a recommendation for you, Z.
Oh.
Maybe set up a signal phrase. That way, when you're walking up, if they have anything more advanced that they set up between the time we're gone and the time we return, you know, they can like quickly go like, "Oh, turn it off! The boss is here."
Oh yeah. Like a secret code.
Yes,
Yeah.
just in case something happens that we don't get to know. Accidents happen.
Now I have to think of a phrase. Okay.
Yeah,
The snowberries. Snowberries. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you can workshop it as you go. You don't have to decide right now.
So what were you saying, Beard?
I was gonna say the snowberries melt mainly in the marshes.
I like it. I like it.
Okay, that's what we'll use then.
Strawberries melt.
I mean, because that's kind of a nonchalant phrase. Doesn't seem like it's too obvious. It kind of sounds like you're doing a nursery rhyme.
Yeah. Okay. Secret.
Okay.
And then that way, if we send anybody there, we can tell them the phrase so they don't get jumped by the goblins.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to arm the goblins as well, they like I said, there is an armory there to arm them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lock it.
Okay. Yeah, if you give them permission to, they'll make sure they're armed just in case. Funny enough, they didn't take those weapons before, so. Okay, I'm just making a few notes here. Because this went way out of what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What was you expecting?
Honestly, I expected you to take out the goblins and just kind of raid the house, for lack of a better description. But nope.
You know what? It's a good thing Beer was here, because if it wasn't for him, we probably would have.
I was going to make the joke earlier. It's like, here's some food. Everyone hit them in the head while they're looking down.
Oh no.
Quick, kill them all.
Arcanus, also your just real quick, I apologize. Your teachings, you also find this kind of shocking because you've never actually directly, like there's been little things you've kind of interacted with the goblins with, but you realize when it comes to like growing things, they are super quick to pick up on that. Probably faster you've ever seen anybody pick up on.
He makes a point to go and find that drawing and rip it up and throw it in the garbage. They didn't need that.
Like I said, they're nomadic, but they're very smart.
Cool.
You see Seer come over there and whisper to Chief. All right, you need to make alcohol that's gonna really be good. Just save it up in the cellar.
Are you telling the goblins to make alcohol and save it for you?
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Oh my god.
All right, the chief will note that. Yeah.
I would take the chief to the side and says, that may or may not be a good idea. I would not recommend it. I have no idea what he's planning to do with it, but if you're gonna make any, make it good.
The chief will give you a thumbs up.
And I give him 1 silver piece.
There's
he
your
will
random silver.
Okay. Let me add the silver piece to the sheet.
Yes.
Excellent. Now they have gold, silver, and copper. It all makes it's all there now.
Anyone got a platinum?
Well,
There's
I
no
can
platinum
transfer
in this
some more
world.
money.
Please no, like this. Okay, there we go.
At least I have change.
I mean, that's not incorrect.
You also gotta remember water.
Beer. What you mentioned earlier. What do you wish to do with those with them?
Oh, well, whatever one the chief feels like he can do without, but he's still like, you know, do you pick up what I'm putting down?
There is one specific one that he does suggest.
All right. Yeah, let's fit him out.
Okay. I will go ahead and actually. Hold on 1 second. Um. That is what they tell you about them.
Oh, shoot! I'm hurrying. I'll take him under my wing.
Perfect. Okay. So can you tell the group kind of as you're starting? Because at this point, you guys are getting ready to leave. You want to tell the group what you're doing? Because they're gonna see you do it.
Well, after everyone, I'm guessing everyone's starting to head back out to the wagon. Yes, or the convoy.
Probably.
So I assume.
Or
Is there anything else? Let me ask this: Is there anything else you all would like to do beyond what you already have?
Not really.
Oh, I'm good.
Quick question.
Yes.
In the armory, are there any daggers?
There's a few. There's 3 daggers. They are normal daggers.
I will take one.
Okay.
I think
Alright.
we're pretty good, pretty set up.
Just to be sure. Seer, is there anything you would want to do before leaving? Anything else you want to do?
Um, I, I had my fun.
Okay. And
This
Baker.
place is great.
No, not really. I'd just head back.
Kent is gonna come back to like, what? Uh,
Who are you people?
okay. So if there's no
Ash?
one,
You want to do anything else?
No, I
um,
can't think of anything that I could do.
so then as you will all get ready to leave,
Oh wait, actually, I have an idea before I leave my bed. I would
okay.
like to hand to like the Gobbo chief man, Mr. Thing. I'm going to give him my older set of medical tools, so I have
Oh.
my new and improved ones. I can keep it myself.
Gotcha. Okay, that's a good idea.
So he could use the training I kind of gave him. Slightly.
Okay, good idea. Good idea. Yeah, he will take them.
If worse comes to worse, he can learn all the things not to do the next time.
Also fair.
True. That was the original way medicine was invented.
Okay. Note that as well.
You the meme of you've got demons in your blood, you should do cocaine about it.
That took a turn. Okay. So, assuming no one has anything else, Beer, what do they see as you kind of walk out with the rest of them?
I assume he has a little rucksack.
Yes.
Beer is going to be walking out, just kind of very professional, like as he usually is. Hands on like pouches and whatnot, and tailing behind him is a little, one of the goblins. He's gonna. Would it be all right if he took one of the leather armor sets?
Yes.
You see a little goblin decked out in the leather armor set with a rucksack on his back,
But-
falling in line behind me.
You got yourself a porter, didn't you?
Nonsense. I recruit for my mercenary company.
Everyone
And
has to
you
start
were
somewhere.
great.
Do what?
Everyone has to start somewhere.
Yep.
Build up some strength. Work as a porter. Eventually, work up to be one of the front lines.
Well, whenever he decides he's done with my, he's done being in my service, he can always take his skills back to his kinsman. Isn't that right? What's your name again?
He looks
Larry.
up. Nope, his name is Gooble.
Google?
Gooble.
Okay, Google.
Google.
Ooh.
Actually, it's
Boblin. It's now Boblin the Goblin.
nope. Yep, Google.
Google.
Got you.
Actually, it probably more will be like Google. I think that's a better way to spell it. All right. So you'll be in charge of taking care of him. Google will not be a direct combatant in any fights. So just keep that in mind.
Nope, I didn't expect him to be. Not with the description I was given.
Well, Seer, I said no to you taking a minion, but I guess if Seer gets a new recruit, you can.
Are you gonna teach him the
If
ways?
one will go with you.
This goblin is very excited to leave. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I was expecting one of them to follow you anyways, so this works out.
Well, as soon as you sent me the initial message, I was like, got you. Plan A in action.
If any one of them wants to learn how to be a medic, they can come with me. Because I have a whole medical center set up in our caravan.
I have nothing against my hireling cross training with anybody else.
And depending on how you train them, perhaps later on, in the other campaign I was mentioning, that'll be an extension for you guys once you're finished with this one. The result of how you train them will result in what happens, how that starts and everything. So that'll be interesting to see.
Well, your goblins are already pretty sneaky, but I can teach them what I know.
I can teach them how to handle themselves as a medic and an emergency fighter. But that's your stick to teach them how to fight.
Any money he earns, he'll have aside from mercenary company fees, he's allowed to do with it as he wishes.
Oh
He
my
could pay
goodness.
for medical. I could give him a diploma. I could teach him and give him an actual medical degree.
Technically, yes. All right.
See?
So, as you all finish your tasks, you gain a new friend, and everything's ready before leaving. You all go ahead and jump back onto your caravan as this short but happy ending of this little venture comes to a close as you take off to your next destination. As we will go ahead and end our session there for today.
Huzzah.
Oh my gosh, that took a turn.
Punch that goblin so hard.
Your ass. I thought you punched a kid, honestly.
Oh,
That wouldn't be the first time one of our
uh,
party has done something to a child.
Pretty much. That's pretty accurate, actually.
Come on, y'all. They fully grown.
Yeah, the last time one of my characters
They fully
interacted
grown,
with a
don't worry.
child, I accidentally blinded them.
Oh.
That's true, actually. That is very true.
Why do you hate kids so much?
It's not my fault you gave me a flash grenade and I got a nat 20 at hitting their eyes.
In another world, another time.
I don't hate children, it's just my roles really dictate me to hit them.
It's when they saw the flying head, how scared was those guys?
On a scale of 1 to failed their will save, pretty badly.
Kenton's gonna be like, what the hell?
But like I said, all that gold I was giving them was a investment.
Oh my gosh.
That goblin's gonna learn, and he's gonna earn money, and I'm gonna get a little bit of that money.
It's true. It's true. You all will benefit from that, honestly. I'm so proud of
So happy we
everybody.
didn't end up killing these guys.
I'm happy too.
It's so cool to have a haunted house. It's so cool. Ah,
Honestly, it kind of seemed like
I
one of
don't
those
even
things.
know. I don't even know.
It seems like it
Sorry,
would be in bad.
go ahead. I'm done.
Oh, sorry. It seems like it'd be in bad sport to potentially kill these goblins because, like I typed in chat, if they're not actively killing or trying to hurt people instead of scaring them, they're probably not that bad.
Now we have a fleet of pranky housekeepers.
I
Pretty
I
amazing,
just have
actually.
I just have a little bit of bias against them because I got hurt
That's fair. I mean, that's
really
fair.
badly,
It'll
and they
take some
brought up a
time for
really
you.
bad memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the damage they were doing to you was technically non-lethal damage. So yeah, they weren't out to kill you. They just want you gone.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. On my last wisdom check to see how well my mental state was, I got a 30 on a will save, so I forgave. I will not forget.
Fair enough. That is fair enough. Oh my goodness.